Dysfunctional families live for the holidays because it's all you got. If we don't have Thanksgiving together, then we'll miss our whole opportunity. If you have a healthy relationship with your kids, you're going to eat with them all the time. I love Thanksgiving. I hope they all come over. I don't know if they will. But my goal is to have dinner with my kids so much that if we miss Thanksgiving, we didn't miss the only open window of relationship and memory for the whole year. I would rather do 30 Thanksgivings, and if they miss the one, I got a backup plan. Don't think like most people do, and that is that our whole year rises and falls with the holidays.
As the holidays are approaching, and we'll all soon be forced to sit around a table of individuals and family members that we would choose rather not be by ever again, we'll be forced to answer these questions like, Joshy, why have you settled down yet? Don't you ever plan on having kids? I mean, you're reaching your late 20s, buddy. Don't you really want to ever, continue your lineage? Do you want your ancestors to die out? What are you doing, buddy? Well, sorry, Uncle Jay. I want to be able to afford my bills next month. I know that some of my cousins are on a couple of kids. I know all my siblings have kids. They're all a lot older than I am. I'm actually personally the youngest in the family, so I still got some time in their eyes. But it still is crazy to think where it's like these questions will be coming, probably not for me, but also for you. I mean, most of my family understands I'm broke and I'm young. I'm like one of the younger people in the family. My family's pretty old. We're ancient. We're dinosaurs around here. But for you guys, are you guys anticipating some of these questions coming from your grandma, your older aunt, your mom? Maybe these are some things you're, dreading, some things you don't even really have answers to. Either way, in today's video, we're going to touch on all these different topics of why Gen Z and for sure millennials are kind of not really anticipating this upcoming holiday season. We're not really looking forward to sitting down with our family members, or more so enemies, more than they are relatives. So if you guys have any other thoughts, opinions regarding anything discussed in this video, despite which generation you're from or tax bracket you're in, feel free to leave those thoughts, opinions down below. And a huge shout out to any of you guys checking out those links down below in the description. Those are always some best ways to support me and my content around here. Now, let's begin this shit show.
I'm just tired. I'm tired of all the noise. I'm tired of the fact I can't pump gas without ads in my face. I'm tired of the fact I can't go to movie theaters without 30 minutes of commercials. I'm tired of all the billionaires telling us to cut back and spend less on coffee and recycle while they fly around on private jets. I'm tired of all the AI junk on social media and all over the internet, from videos to images to blog posts, and the fact that we're just supposed to accept that. And I get the irony of somebody like me who creates content on the internet as part of their living. Like, I'm playing the game too, but I try to do it in an authentic way. Like, actually talk to people and talk about something I love and build a community and just be honest. And yeah, I'm playing the game, but at least I'm trying to use the internet for like what it's good for, to use technology in the right way to bring people together. It just feels like technology moved too fast for our brains and for humanity. We built a bunch of stuff without asking why, or do we need this, or what good is this going to do? That's why I try to unplug. Like, I encourage you to put your phone away when you're watching a movie. Watch physical media that isn't broken up every 5 minutes by 3 minutes of ads. Get off of these platforms, even though it might hurt my view count. Go outside, read a book, watch a movie on your TV, put in a VHS tape, watch a movie with the family, like spend 90 minutes instead of watching 90-second snippets. But I don't know what to make of it, because it's like, it's the world we live in. If you try to reject the technology, you'll fall behind. You won't have a job. You won't be able to feed your family. Like, how do you live in a world that you want to reject, but you can't? I mean, is it just me? Am I having like that midlife crisis? I feel like I'm not alone in this. Like, other people are definitely feeling this, right? And I don't know what to make of it. I just know, like, this can't be that healthy anymore, right?
Now, as different generations love to point fingers at each other about who's to blame, it seems as if the millennials are always looking upon their boomer parents or Gen X parents, and like, they're looking down at us saying, why aren't you doing it the way we were doing it? By the time we were your age, we had all these things: a house, a kids, we had a career, a job that actually resembled a career. These days, no jobs even resemble anything close to a career. They barely even resemble a steady paying job that you might even not even be sure you might have next year. We're just hoping to be able to steady up, a pay raise is, we're almost scared to ask our bosses because it's so easy to be, we're so easy to replace now that even trying to negotiate a wage is like going up to like a final boss in like a Mario Donkey Kong video game. It's like, I wasn't really prepared for this, for their Mortal Kombat fatality. I'm sitting here in the graveyard just fucked. So, do you personally have any other thoughts, opinions regarding anything discussed in this segment? Do you personally feel like you're behind in life? Do you personally feel like, compared to your relatives, current society is kind of a factor of that? Or do you personally feel like you're just a loser? because I know a lot of people do feel that way. I know it's probably not the case, though. It definitely is a change of times. Every generation has different factors at play, but it definitely is crazy to think how, with the times, people are settling down a little bit later. Now, I do understand that humans are, growing a little bit older than they used to because of modern day technology and medical whatever, but I don't really think everybody's so secure, and not everybody's genetics is going to allow them to live forever. So what are you really saving for?
So I'm the guy who screwed up my retirement by not putting enough money away to retire with dignity. And I say retire with dignity because all I wanted to do was live at the same level I lived at before I retired. And that's having dignity. It's not dignified to turn the thermostat down to 58 degrees. It's not dignified to turn the thermostat air conditioning up to 78, 80 degrees. It's not dignified to eat rice-a-roni more than 5 times a month. It's not dignified to not get in your car and go somewhere just because you want to, or visit relatives to save gas for your car. These are the things that have happened to me over the last 5 years that I'm trying to turn around now, kind of at first in a panic where every day there's a horrible feeling that you just don't have enough money to make it the next few years before you run out. And I know a lot of people have made comments about, well, you should have done this, you should have done that. I know more than anybody I should have done this and I should have done that. And at the beginning of this, some 5 or 6 years ago, when it started happening, I tried to tell younger people, actually 7, 8 years ago, I tried to tell younger people at the workplace, people that in their 20s and 30s, to save money, to get the IRAs or the Roths or whatever you got to do, savings, high interest savings accounts, or meet with financial advisors on what to do. And they laughed at me some 8, 9, 10 years ago. They were laughing at me in the workplace. Well, now they're Gen X and they're crying the blues like I was 5 years ago. They're like, oh, this world is so terrible. It's so expensive. We'll never be able to pay off our student loans and get a house and all this and all that. And I have a daughter in that age group. She's 25, and they cannot pursue the American dream of buying a house. Well, they have student debt, college debt from going to college. And her and her boyfriend both have really, really good jobs. And it's just, $500,000 starting price for a small row home in some large city where they live. Come on. Plus they got the student debt. It's like, when will they be able to buy a house? Most people buy a house in their 20s, early 20s. Anyway.
I've never worked at a job where there wasn't a handful of older people, elderly people, people that probably shouldn't be working or should have retired a decade ago, working at that location. And they always seem to work a lot harder than I am. I guess they're just, they don't really have a choice. They're literally, if they stop moving, they might not be able to get up again. That's how old some of these people are. But no, I'm just kind of joking. Some of these boomers, they do have a good work ethic compared to some of these Gen Zers who just don't really care at all or couldn't care less to begin with. Probably never did from the start because of, they're whatever. Some people are sheltered. Some people have it rough. Doesn't matter which generation you're from, but there definitely is a lack of, ambition with some of the younger folk, I would say. But it kind of is a crazy reality when you really break it down that some of these older folks, yeah, I guess being a greeter at Walmart isn't a crazy job, but you still should be able to sit at home in your retirement home and watch The Price is Right or go golfing or what do older people do? Dominoes, puzzles, cribbage. That's the thing, right? I don't know. Either way, if you are older and you still have to work, feel free to tell your story down below in the comments why that's the case, if you're choosing to do so. I have had a couple coworkers who have gotten into retirement and then gotten out of retirement just for a source of purpose. Not that jobs really, give that. But it's not the job itself. It's being around community. It's a sense of being. It's a sense of having any sort of fulfillment in the community. Not that being a cashier or being a janitor at the local school is much of a, purpose. But it definitely gives you something more than sitting around watching endless talk shows that are probably reruns from decades back. Losers, that's gonna wrap up this video. Despite what age you're from, what generation you're in, or what tax bracket you're from, I'd love to hear your thoughts, opinions down below in the comments. If you're looking forward to this upcoming holiday season, if you anticipate getting any presents, or if you're gonna have to tell people there's no presents coming. Sorry, kids, we can't even afford to put coal in the stockings. Santa Claus is bankrupt. His Social Security didn't come in. His checks being cut. His food stamps aren't coming. It's crazy. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts, opinions down below in the comments. So it was a huge shout out to have you guys check out those links down below in the description. Those are always the best ways to support me and the content around here. That's kind of all I got for you in this one. So, bye. Get out of here.